Hey guys, welcome to this week's Ask Alvin show, episode number 26 or 27. I can never remember what we're up to. So this is our live Q&A that we do every week, every Thursday around about this time. And it's my intention with these question and answer sessions to provide as much value as I can in terms of information regarding wellness, pharmacy medicines, natural medicines, and helping you get better sooner. If you see me looking to my left, it's because we're going live on Instagram as well. So I'll be addressing our Instagram friends, and my main phone that I use is the Facebook one, because that's where we have the bulk of our audience. This is a live Q&A. You have an opportunity to ask me any questions related to pharmacy, wellness, natural medicines, all the stuff that I'm super passionate about. And this is really one of the times where I really love diving into the knowledge that I have and disseminating some of this stuff. So cool. So this Q&A is live, so please make sure, Facebook guys, if you have a question, put it in the comment section below. I'll answer it. Same thing with Instagram. Put it in the comments there and I will answer it. If you're watching the replay, I would encourage you to also put your questions in the comments below, and in next week's show, I'll answer it. So really easy as that. Now, got to get into my legal disclaimer here and just advise you that the advice that I give here is general advice only. Please contact your healthcare professional for advice pertaining to your particular condition. If I do happen to mention any dosages, any medications and that kind of thing, please make sure you always read the label and use only as directed. Cool. Now that we got that legal stuff out of the way, I will just launch into the show. So just before I launch in, I just want to make sure if you're watching the replay, please make sure that you like and share this video. It just spreads the word about the amazing work, I think, that we as a team, and because it's not just me that puts together this show, the amazing work that we're doing. And make sure you give us a review on Facebook or Google and stay up to date with what we're doing. So I'll just launch into the questions, and as you have questions, just pop them in the comments section below. So the first question I've got is from Johnny. He's asking what the best time is to take his thyroid medication. So as always, I'm going to take a step back and just go through why you might be on thyroid medication. So he's talking about hypothyroidism, which is a super common condition where your thyroid gland doesn't produce enough of the hormone that regulates metabolic processes in your body. So usually this, when you suffer from hypothyroidism, as I mentioned, it's super common, you may experience symptoms like you're low in energy, some mild depression, weight gain, and intolerance to cold. So these are the main symptoms that you get if you're suffering from hypothyroidism. So the treatment is to take levothyroxine or thyroxine, which then allows your body, which puts back in natural thyroid hormone into your body. So in Australia, you can get two different types of thyroxine and levothyroxine. So one of them is in the form of, you keep it in the fridge, and there's a couple of different brands of that one, and there's a shelf-stable one as well. So I'll run through the particulars with respect to those ones there, Johnny, but let me just go through some general principles on how the best way to take your thyroid medication. So with both of them, you need to take it on an empty stomach. So in pharmacy land, that usually means 30 minutes before food. So taking it on an empty stomach allows the thyroxine to be rapidly and properly absorbed into the body. So what does that mean? It just allows it to get into the bloodstream and starts to get working in the way that it's meant to work. The second tip for taking thyroxine is to take it in the morning, because a lot of people find that when they take the thyroxine at nighttime, because it's involved in certain hormonal processes, which probably too complicated to mention here, it can keep you awake. So you want to make sure that you take it in the morning. You also want to avoid taking your thyroxine tablets with any antacids, iron, or calcium supplementation, because thyroxine has a tendency, and the iron, calcium, and the antacids have a tendency to bind this particular tablet and this particular molecule. So when it binds it, you're getting improper absorption and improper release of the medication into your bloodstream. So you want to avoid that as well. So usually if you're taking any of those supplementation, it's good to take it. You just need to separate it by at least 4 hours to ensure that they're not conflicting together. As I mentioned, there are 2 different types of thyroxine preparations available on the market today in Australia. And so one of them needs to be kept in the fridge, and these are brands like Oroxin and Neutroxic. So with these particular ones, it may be a little bit annoying, or to keep it in the fridge. It just allows them to be stable. However, you can take out a sheet, and I believe off the top of my head, a sheet contains like a month's worth or 2 weeks worth of tablets. That sheet can leave outside of the fridge for a couple of weeks. So we recommend you keep that in your medicine cupboard away from light. You can hold that out of the fridge for 2 weeks, and we recommend that you keep your box with all the other ones in the fridge up until expiry date. Of course, you don't have the same issue with the levothyroxine, so that's heat stable. You just keep that at room temperature away from light, and you just keep it with all your other meds. So that's, hopefully, Johnny, that answers your question. Comprehensive one, I think. Yeah, cool. Excellent. The next question we have today is from Ali, and he is asking, I'm losing hair on my beard. I'm worried it might be male baldness, but the hair on my head is not receding, or I'm not losing it there. Please help. Ali, this also is, you don't need to really be worried about, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of insight into what might be going on. So there's a couple of things that could be happening here if you're getting baldness in your beard and you're not getting any baldness on your scalp. So the first thing is, it could be a fungal infection, and I would really encourage you to get it checked out with a doctor or come in and see a pharmacist. It could be a fungal infection. So quite commonly, because of our skin, we can get fungal infections everywhere on our skin, and so that's the first thing I'd be ruling out. Basically, we all get fungal infections, or we all may get fungal infections because the fungus, as I said, lives on our skin when the time is right. So with moisture or through some sort of irritation, the fungus come out and play, and they slowly start to, for lack of a better word, eat away at the skin, or cause this reaction on the skin, and that can cause the hair to drop out. So you might get this baldy patch there where the fungus is nice and raised and hanging out there, and in which case it just stops blood supply, your hair just falls out and no new hair can grow through. And you would treat that using an antifungal cream. Many antifungal creams on the market, your pharmacist will determine the best one for you, and in some instances you may need to go through several courses of it. So that's one thing. The next thing is, it could be alopecia. So alopecia is when your hair starts to fall out. So in that case, it need to be properly assessed as well. And we can use minoxidil, which is what we use for the same product that we use for baldness on the scalp. Basically, you massage that into that area, and what that does is just stimulates blood flow to the area, and it'll just promote growth of the new hair through the new hair follicles. So it increases blood flow and gets more nutrients to the area. So that's one option that you could do as well. The other thing, quite often you get these things because it's related to stress. Ali, definitely get you to explore some of those options, or what could be causing stress, and address them. Also take some supplementation for them as well. So, the B vitamins and whatnot. So that could be things there that you need to attend to, Ali. I'd also be looking at what other symptoms are you having. So as well as, losing your hair on your beard, what other symptoms are you experiencing? What else might be going on? So it involves a little bit of than what we've mentioned here. So, but hopefully that'll give you a start on what you can and cannot use. Ali, awesome. Great question though, that one. Yeah, loved it. So hopefully that helps. The next question is from Megan, and she's asking, I'm undergoing IVF and I've told I need to take Co Enzyme Q10. Which one should I be taking? So, Co Enzyme Q10, yes, a lot of women and men are taking it while they're undergoing IVF, and there have been a few studies done in mice which have shown that taking Co Enzyme Q10 or ubiquinone seem to cause the older mice to produce eggs that were similar to younger mice. So that's where that's where we got this theory from that you need to take Co Enzyme Q10. Having said that, there is no definitive papers or evidence as such, and we're just drawing on tests with humans. So we're just drawing conclusions from a couple of the mice studies that have been conducted. And so the theory is that if you're giving it to mice and it causes the eggs to be very much similar to a younger woman's eggs, that should be a good thing to take. Ubiquinone, just as a quick recap, ubiquinone is needed for cellular function, so it's really important. And I've spoken about Co Enzyme Q10 and the differences with ubiquinone in various other live Q&A, so please check the previous ones. In fact, I'll get the team to put the link below so you can get an understanding on that, Megan, so I won't go into that. But basically, it's required for the functioning of our cells. It's used in the used as a source of fuel in the mitochondria of our cells, which is like the powerhouse. So the theory suggests that as a woman's eggs get a little bit older, the decrease in mitochondrial function, and as such, the cells don't function as well. So that's just a bit of a recap there, Megan, on ubiquinone and why it's suggested that you might want to consider taking it. The dose that you want to use is a pretty high dose. So it's a 300 milligram dose. It's a little bit higher than what we would use for cardiovascular protection and some other applications that we normally use it for stress and energy production. So you want to use a 300 milligram dose of ubiquinone. So you can go into the pharmacy and find that. And usually we recommend that you start taking it well before you're doing the IVF and during as well. Yeah. So take it every day. Recommend you take it in the morning because it may give you a real good boost of energy, and taking it at night time is just going to affect your sleep cycle. So it's really safe to take ubiquinone at this 300 milligram dose. So that is why a lot of fertility clinics have no opinion on it, because it's not detrimental to having a baby. It's not detrimental to the whole IVF process. So if there's a little bit of suggested evidence or anecdotal evidence out there in the world that taking ubiquinone 300 milligrams is useful, take it. So that's why. So yeah, cool. Megan, hopefully that answers your question. So 300 milligrams, get ubiquinone, which is the active form of Co Enzyme Q10. We're going to link to some other videos below, which will explain the whole ubiquinone thing in a little bit more detail. But hopefully this answers your question, in particular what's happening with you. Thanks, Megan. The next question we have is from George. George is asking, I've heard that Tribulus can increase my testosterone levels naturally. Should I be taking it? I'm feeling a little bit tired. Okay, George. So let's jump straight into your question, the first part, and then I'll just break it down a little bit. So there used to be a lot of talk in the bodybuilding community that taking Tribulus increases your testosterone levels. Unfortunately, they found that that's not the case. So Tribulus is really good at increasing your libido and associated ways that you feel, energy levels and that kind of thing. However, it does not increase your testosterone levels. So just to clear that one out of the way, George. So let's just take a few steps back for everybody else and have a look at what. If you're suffering from low testosterone, you're going to be feeling fatigue, decreasing libido, decreasing well-being. Testosterone is really important in men and women in producing red blood cells, helping with our sleep patterns, helping with bone density. Typically, we get lower testosterone levels if we're stressed, if our nutrition's poor, which is almost everybody, if there's an imbalance in our gut flora, so that's almost everybody as well, if we're gaining weight, if we're not exercising, and definitely some medications can lower your testosterone levels. So there's some of the effects on how you get the lower testosterone. So George, let's go into what I recommend you can use instead of Tribulus, which, if you want to use it for your libido, it's great. Continue taking it. There's some really great formulations of Tribulus mixed with ginseng and a few other bits and pieces. Works really, really well. So some natural ways that you can increase your testosterone is through intermittent fasting. So I can't remember if I've spoken about intermittent fasting. Maybe I might need to do another video. But it's basically time-restricted feeding. And if you're eating between certain periods, if you're compressing your eating habit, if you're compressing your eating time for 6 hours, the evidence suggests 6 to 8 hours or so, during the periods when you're not eating, in that fasting process, you're increasing testosterone levels. So I would get you to look into that a little bit more, and I might, if I haven't already done a video, if I have, I'll link it below. If I haven't, I'll do another video for you, George, on intermittent fasting. The next thing you can do is weight and interval training. I think just by judging by the question that you're asking, you may already be doing that, but definitely lifting heavy weights and doing interval training is really, really good at increasing your testosterone levels. You want to also be increasing your healthy fats. So stuff like avocados, coconut oil, really, really good. Get onto it. That takes a holistic approach in producing this hormone. You also want to look at ways of increasing your stress. I've done multiple videos on this, and this stress thing is a big thing. So yeah, I'll probably need to do another video on that. So if your body is less stressed, your body's optimized, functioning properly, and your body's going to start producing testosterone naturally. The next thing is vitamin D. Vitamin D is super important as well, not only for our bones and a whole heap of other processes, but vitamin D is excellent at getting your body to produce testosterone naturally. So that's what I would be recommending there as well. Vitamin D dose, I would start with, in the beginning, if you haven't taken anything, George, 10,000 units. So you can come and see your pharmacist. They can give you the dosing, the type to use. I would always be recommending a liquid or a spray. 10,000 units for the first 3 or 4 weeks just to build up your levels. Take it in the morning, and then we can start tapering it down afterwards. And if you do at least 2 or 3 of the things that I mentioned there, you should notice an increase in your energy levels and your libido, and your sleep patterns should get a lot better. So just the general low testosterone stuff, you should get sorted out. Having said that, also, if you're feeling really tired and you're really feeling low in testosterone, I would encourage you to go to the doctor, get a blood test, get everything sorted there, make sure everything's okay. There is testosterone medication that you can get in the form of gel patches and that kind of thing, which work really, really well. So depending on what's going on with you there, George, that's exactly what I'd be recommending. So awesome. So hey, Robert, thanks mate. Good feedback. And Nur up here as well, thank you so much for that comment. So that's the end of this week's show. So as always, I would really love it if you had any further questions. So this will go live. It's going to be on Facebook forever. Instagram, this is live for 24 hours or so. I direct you to our Facebook page, which is Priceline Pharmacy West Brunswick. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section below. I will answer them definitely next week. I would also encourage you to like and share. As I said, help me spread the word about the great stuff that we do over here. And if you want to see us, come and see our pharmacists. We've got Rusal, Jerry, Hannah, and me occasionally. We would love to help you with your in creating wellness solutions for you. So I also would like to thank all the people that helped me put together this show. It's not just me doing it. Of course, our pharmacists, Rusal and Jerry. All the team today, Catherine, Jenny, Lauren, students, Anna, and you. And of course, post-production with Anna and Julius, who make this look pretty at the end when it's redone and put up onto our archives on YouTube as well. So fantastic, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to hanging out with you all next Thursday. And yeah, keep the questions coming. Thank you.